Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm your pal Sal, and today I am so grateful. I have two members of a fantastic band. They were formed in 2010 in Gothenburg, Sweden, but they have a sound that transports you back to the 80s. Think big choruses, screaming guitars, and big hooks. So today I have the honor of two members. I have Oz and Frederick of the amazing band OSUKARU. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
2010, we're getting old.
I know you guys have been around for a while, putting out some great music, and you do have a new album coming out, Tall Tales, but we'll get into that later. What I'd like to do now is basically just discuss like how you guys get into music and stuff. So my first question would be like, how did you get into music? How did you get into music, the scene?
Well, got into music to get girls.
As we all did, right?
Well, funny enough, that was the main goal in my case. But then I fell in love with music and continued.
Okay.
I remember going to my first real rock and roll concert, AC/DC Stiff Upper Lip Tour in 2001.
That must have been
And that was when I discovered, rock and roll and what feelings that came with that.
Mm.
And then I was hooked, and I wanted to play guitar just as well as Angus Young. I wanted to sing just as Brian Johnson, or something like that. And just to get that rock and roll spirit I was hooked.
Right.
So they are the reason.
Like you felt the music hit you differently than, let's say, your friends and stuff like that listen to the music, right? Is that what you mean? Like you felt the draw, like to say, you know what, this is something I want to do.
I heard that live. It was. I mean, I listened to some rock music before, but when I actually experienced that live at the age of, 13 or 14 or what it was anyway, there was no turning back.
Yeah,
No turning back.
it was something magic. You just couldn't,
You kind of get hit by that arrow.
Yeah,
with like called rock and roll, and it stuck.
Yeah.
It was a feeling so thick I could touch it. I really this is what I want to do. I want this to be a big part of my life.
And like what age do you think you guys were about, like 13, 14, or?
I started guitar, acoustic guitar. I got my first acoustic guitar at the age of 10, I believe it was. This was 95.
Wow.
And a couple of years later, 98, 99, somewhere around there, I got my first electric. And that's when I really, really knew I wanted to do this, because I was posing in front of the mirror more than I was actually trying to learn the guitar, because
Right.
I envisioned myself on a stage, a large stage with a bunch of people in front of me and on the stage with me. And I just wanted to be like those guys that on the records that I was listening to on the radio and television and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was magical. The feeling was magical. And I remember clearly when I figured out, okay, that's what the bass guitar is doing, or, oh, that's a keyboard, not a guitar. Oh, wow. When I started to find out what's doing what on the recordings.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, that was also part of the discovery.
Yeah.
Right.
Discovery process.
You were the same, Frederick? Like this, you discovered like the same way around the same time, same age? Like when did you start singing and then saying, you know what, hey, I can do something with this?
I started out playing guitar. So I probably played guitar for a number of, I think I started really singing at, maybe 18 or 19, something like, seriously. Because I remember I was doing a cover version of Whitesnake, Still of the Night, and I was doing it because I wanted to really get that John Sykes. I was really into Thin Lizzy and John Sykes and everything.
Right.
And this was a little bit pre-YouTube, so I was on a guitar forum, which was like, this is where I met my people I interacted with, learning from it. Yeah. And I posted this cover version of Still of the Night, which included, the leads. My John Sykes stuff was good and all, but I got more compliments on the singing. So I started thinking, okay, maybe I can do something here.
That's awesome. I didn't know. So is that still on YouTube? Like, can you search that out?
Oh, this is pre-YouTube. This is
Okay.
2004 or something. So this is pre-YouTube.
Because I mean that's not an easy song to do. So I mean that's awesome that you did that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have the old recording
Should
somewhere.
post it.
No.
Too humble.
No. But
So
that was the start for me.
that was the start. And then like how did OSUKARU form?
It formed due to band politics, and I got sick of it.
Okay.
The bands I had prior to OSUKARU, both bands that I started, but I felt that my role being the band leader was kind of taken away from me by force a little bit. So I'm bear in mind I was younger here. I wasn't as smart and wise as I am today, I hope. But I figured, if I name the band after myself, then it's gonna be obvious, and back then I had the name OSUKARU as my stage name. So I borrowed a chapter from the book of Impellitteri and Van Halen and Bon Jovi and what have you, and figured if we put my name as the band name, that will be clear. But it wasn't as easy because I didn't know how to handle that really. So looking back, it was more like a solo project than anything back then. It was by the late 2012 when Fredrik joined, it started to form into a band, and I think 1 or 2 years later we had our first, not our first live show, but our first show where it kind of mattered. And we were opening for Heat, I believe, at Sticky Fingers here in Gothenburg while that was still active.
Yeah.
And from there, we kind of slowly built the OSUKARU that you experience today. But the turning point were in 2018 when we released House of Mirrors. That is pretty much the first album of this version of OSUKARU.
As a 4-piece.
Yeah, as a 4-piece, and when we actually had a clear direction, because the albums before, as magical as they are, they sound very different. We're trying different things. It was an experimental period.
Yeah.
But in 2018, we were kind of on a path. Okay, this is the band we want to become, want to be, and we've been building for every release since.
So like, did you start, like you mentioned open up the Heat? Were you part of the club circuit at the time? Like, does Sweden have like a big club circuit that you guys like went around and kind of built up the following that way?
Isn't that big
No.
in Sweden, because Sweden, you got to understand, we are like 10 million people and there's 3 major cities basically.
Okay.
The clubs there are some rock clubs in Stockholm. There are a few rock clubs, maybe 1 or 2 in Gothenburg that do like club shows. There were more before.
There were more, yes. There were like Sticky Fingers that I mentioned. You can compare it to the Whiskey a Go-Go of Gothenburg, basically.
Yeah,
but it's non-existent now. It turned into a neon golf court.
Yeah, so it might have been more of a scene.
Yeah,
15, 20 years ago, maybe.
But it is coming back slightly. Because breweries here in Gothenburg are taking on the responsibility of putting on shows now, and we have Valand and a couple of pubs that are turning into.
But still, Sweden, we have a lot of artists here, but the country is still small, so
we're a factory of bands. So we're a good export.
Yeah. So if so it's not. It's of course a lot of artists do only, of course, perform in Sweden and actually make good business out of that. But as a rock band, as a metal band, it's, I mean, you have to go out to Europe to play, basically, and luckily it's close. So, I mean, we go a lot. We go out to Germany and you know,
It's about an 8-hour drive from here to Hamburg.
Okay.
And here is Gothenburg. So
just next door.
basically,
It
Well,
does seem like a lot of Swedish bands are around. Like you mentioned, Heat and Smoking Snakes, I believe, is from Sweden.
Yeah.
It's as you say, also it's a factory of. I mean, Sweden.
Great export, but not as great of an arena, so to speak, because
Okay.
a lot of the bands they're formed here, we rehearse here and everything, but then it's like, okay, you can leave the nest now. Out you go, fly, spread your wings,
and then and of course there are a few good festivals, and
of course,
and there are good venues, of course. But I mean, there are. It's a too small country to actually, you know, really just do the club circuit only in Sweden. But luckily we have Europe next door.
Or we have too many bands for the clubs to handle.
Might be.
Could be the case too.
Anyway.
But the thing is, the scene was very good, like you said, like 10 years ago, even 15 years ago, somewhere around there. And then it went, you know, took a left turn. But I see that it's slightly coming back a little bit, and especially because one thing here too is that the bands from abroad rarely play in Stockholm, Gothenburg, or Malmö. They play in nearby small towns that are like within 1 hour drive from each of these major cities. For example, Backstage in Trollhättan is very big.
That's a great venue.
Yeah,
we played there a few months ago.
Yeah, in February.
And they have all these posters of all the bands they've had there. They have a real small stage, but this is a town with, I don't know, 50,000 people or something. One rock bar, a small, you know, kind of a dive bar. You go you go down into the basement, and they had Loudness. They're from Japan.
Yeah.
A lot
Pretty
of
Boy Floyd.
Yeah, a lot of bands stopped by.
Yeah.
So
that is similar even with Stockholm. I mean, there's a venue now they call Encore that is in it is in Sundbyberg, which is kind of connected to Stockholm in a way, but it's still, you know, not in the dead center. It is in the outskirts, and that is the case in when it comes to a lot of the rock.
So there are, of course, venues.
Yes,
but I would say the scene is primarily focused around more central Europe, Germany.
Yes,
for rock music.
Okay, so it's been 5. You're putting out a new album, Tall Tales.
Yeah,
and that comes out next month. It's been 5 years since you did Starbound, which to me that record is just fucking incredible. I mean, Rise and oh my God, and Shut It Out. I mean, just great. I mean, great material. But my question is, 5 years. Like, did it take that long to write, or did you guys like take a break, or was there?
It's a little bit of all of that. I mean, it didn't take that long to write, so to speak, because of course I had material musically that I wrote, and like halfway through I realized this is not the album we need to do. And then this was also coming out of COVID, because we released Starbound in 2021.
Right.
And perform live, and when it actually opened up, we wanted to go out there and play, so that took a little bit of the time too. Took away from the time, so to speak. We did the Starbound shows in 2023, even though the album came out in 2021. And in 24, I released my album called Rendezvous, a solo project I had with
that took some time from your, I guess, your writing process.
Exactly.
Took a break there to write on that one.
Exactly. Also made way for Fredrik to work on an album with a band, Daytona.
I guess. Daytona album and also Air Raid Fatal Encounter during this.
that too.
Yeah, 2023 and Daytona 2024. So
yeah, exactly. And then, but after that, Fredrik and I sat down. Okay, what do we have? We went through the material, and that's when we realized, okay, half of this doesn't sound the way we want to take this release. So scrap that, put that aside, and we start over. But when we actually got into it, it came pretty fast. When we realized where we wanted to take this release.
When the ball is finally rolling.
Yeah.
And when you got a deadline and you have you set up like you get focused on reaching that deadline and finishing the songs.
But we had the concept and the basic idea for the album. At least I had even before we released Starbound, the album. I think the first song we sat down writing was the song When It's Over.
Yeah,
I think that was slightly it was the summer after the release.
Yeah, we did that in my old apartment.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I already had the idea of the song Wendigo, not the song itself, but the layout of it, how it should start and stuff before we released Starbound or right around there, by the end of 21. It was during the COVID years. So we had the idea of the concept of the record, but the songs themselves, they didn't come into full effect until after a couple of years ago, basically.
So how does the songwriting take place? Like, Oz, do you come in with like a guitar lick, or does Fredrik say, I have these lyrics, let's try to how does a song come together?
I mean, you're great at arranging. That's the best thing with you as a writer, I think, because I can throw a riff at you, where I don't know where I want to go with it, and then Oz can actually make it into a song.
Yeah,
which is the cover song of this album is that exact example. He came with a riff that he wrote around the song "Who Do You Love," original by Bo Diddley. The song, our arrangement is pretty much ours. It's the vocal melody and the lyrics that are from the original song, and I did that.
And then also Marcus threw in one or two riffs, I guess.
Marcus, the French song that I cannot pronounce, the last song on the album. He wrote the main riff for that one.
Yeah,
and I heard the way where I wanted to take that.
And then you can you just take off. Something, because when you get a little bit of fuel injection, then you just take off. So that's sometimes what you need to just get going.
Exactly. And then we have the you mentioned Rise of the Underdog of Starbound. That one came out of anxiety and aggression, because I was working on another song on the album, and I just couldn't do it. So I just from nowhere, I was screaming right out in the air, and you was just playing the riff while I was screaming, and I was like, hold on, hey, I have a riff, basically. And I started to work on that song.
Sometimes it's like a lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah. But yeah, normally it is like that. I get ideas sent my way, and I also come up with ideas myself, and then I make them into songs, and then I send them to Fredrik because when I write, I always see things in my head, and I'm like, okay, when I wrote this music or when I arranged this song, I saw this. For example, what should we take? Well, Wendigo, basically. I mean, I wanted to have a song about the state of someone turning into a, not literally, but metaphorically into a cannibal of sorts, becoming a monster, like a person. So I like, how about a song where we make references to the Wendigo, but it is about a man.
That's like a mythical creature. That's
exactly
actual folklore or something.
Exactly, it is Native American folklore, and we use that as an example of someone turning insane or turning into a greedy a-hole or what have you. I mean, it is up for interpretation. So I give him Fredrik the outline. What do you think this song should? What do you think about this song being about this? And he's like, I like that idea.
But
And he
but
can
then that is the next step is kind of just finding a melody that
mm,
fits it, and that you can't be too focused on the theme because you have to find uh, like the right vowels, and
mhm.
everything has to suit the song. And then when you have everything in place, you sing like kind of like in made up words.
Yeah,
Just
it's
so,
my favorite part of the process when I
just sounding. So you sing something gibberish that
mm.
just sounds like English, but just carries the melody, carries the vowels, um, and when you got that, you get the template, and then you have to, s- try to make sense out of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's like writing a crossword
And
puzzle.
that takes me back to when we did House of Mirrors, the song Ritual, because when in his gibberish lyrics, he mentioned the word Underdome, and I thought of Mad Max Thunderdome, and I was like, how about a song where we sing about something like that, and you go into a post-apocalyptic thing, and
Yeah, because sometimes you actually sing something, you find out something when you sing these made up lyrics,
yeah,
but there's a phrase that kind of gets stuck. This sounds really good. We have to make something around this. So it's a song can really take off in any direction here. Uh, but of course, as you said earlier, we had a theme, kind of. So there were kind of like a framework,
mm.
uh, because we had actual themes for the song. So I kind of knew my boundaries a bit.
For the song, the single we just released, "Blood on the Rocks." In my head, I saw the movie
That's
From Dusk to Dawn in my
yeah,
head,
yeah.
so I brought that up to Fredrik. How about his song about blowing up vampires in a nightclub? He was like, I can do something with that.
It's it's a it's a phenomenal song. I mean, it's on my constant repeat playlist. I mean,
Thank you.
it's an amazing first single. I mean, everybody, please go check it out. Tall Tales, Osukaru. The first single, the new single, the Who Do You Love, comes out the end of next week, right? 7/17.
July 17th.
Well, right now, you guys can check out Blood on the Rocks. There's videos on YouTube. You can stream it. It's an amazing song. I mean, the guys are just kicking ass. I mean, just absolutely awesome.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
One thing I did notice, I mean, like on Starbound, on your new record, is like the artwork on the record.
Yeah.
Who comes up with this? How does it come about? Who has the vision for it?
I end up create the artwork for all albums because I just love the fact that as much as possible is made uh, from the same team. The music, the visuals, everything. The cover art. Most often, I start working on that by the time we start working on the songs for the album, just because I wanted to grow with the songs to get the same feel and stuff. And sometimes it changes along the way and stuff, but I always loved cover artwork from, let's say, Iron Maiden, where you follow a character throughout, every single release, and I wanted to incorporate that in some aspects in our mythology, so to speak, and work around that. We have the white dove and we have the character, and see what those two come up with.
It's really, really cool, and I did notice, like, it's the same character, like, for each record, like Eddie on the Iron Maiden albums. Is
I
do
kind
you
of
guys have a name for that character?
No, we don't. But I kind of see it as the movie The Crow, where the crow is pretty much his eyes, or it's
Okay.
leading him somewhere. I kind of see the duo on our covers like the same way, where the dove taking her throughout, wherever she goes.
This new record, is this the first one on Pride and Joy label?
Yes, for OSUKARU it is.
And how did that all like, how'd that happen?
That happened. Starbound was out on AOR Heaven, and that was the first album on that label too. But sadly, AOR Heaven they folded a couple of releases after ours. We knew that because he wanted to retire. So what he did is he gave his empire basically to the promoter, Bridget, that was working with Musica, that did all the public public relations and the promo and marketing for his releases. And she took over the web shop, the roster, and she got in touch with all the bands and said, "Would you like be interested in continue with us? I mean, it's a new leadership and all that, but I think we can do great things together." And I enjoyed working with her with Starbound because she was promoting the album, and so we were in communication and stuff. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Let's continue this and see where it goes. So that's that.
And like, will there be a tour to support this new record?
We are working on that. We're working
Working on that. That's awesome.
coming up. Yeah,
Awesome. Any possible ways to come to the US?
we would hope so.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
I
That'd
mean,
be awesome.
the thing is, if the stars align, we would be on the first plane, but it is a costly thing. I mean, these and stuff like that is it's very expensive. So we've been looking into it, and we're currently talking with a band over there to see if there will be a possibility within the next few years, at least, to do something. So here's hoping. So, it is more possible. It's looking more possible now than what it did a couple of years ago. Let's just say that.
And if there was,
So usually you have to have maybe 2 festivals or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
booking ending
Yeah.
the entire thing. So you have, festival, a couple of shows in a festival.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
there's the distance to cover in America.
Yeah,
So you might focus on the East Coast maybe, or you might focus. But if you want to incorporate both coasts, then there's travel involved, and then the expenses are
well, if you do come to the East Coast first.
No,
That's where I'm at. I mean, I'm in Massachusetts, so yeah, definitely come to the East Coast.
yeah, it's not really a small country, so you have to pick your poison, so to speak. I mean, when you work on something like that. So we'll see what happens, but we're absolutely up for it. It would be a dream come true to come over and perform in North America and the US.
I mean, from what I'm hearing, it's a great record. I mean, it comes out next month. I'll post links for people to check it out. I think it's a total banger. I think it's going to be very well received in the US. I mean,
Thank you so much.
you guys you have the sound that us fans are really looking for, and it's just perfect. The music needs a kick in the nuts anyway, and you guys are going to provide it. And I mean, I'll do everything I can, but I'm going to post all the links, everything in there, your video, if that's cool with you guys.
Do it.
Do all that.
Thank you so much for that. Means
But
a
if
lot.
you want to do some fun stuff, if you have time, if you have time,
Sure. Fire away.
if there's like one band, one dream band, either they're together now or disbanded, like what band would you guys would want to tour with?
Oh,
It's like it's a bit if you want to if you really want to do this in a way that it's going to work, then you have to think about it because it can't be too big of a band because that always draws too much attention to the main act.
mhm.
So you kind of want to put yourself on a level where you're actually not that too far apart.
Semi on par with them. Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, I would love to go tour with the real. I mean, we talked about AC/DC earlier. Well, hey, but then no one would care about the opener. That's how it is. So, I mean,
I would, and because it would just be a childhood dream come true and all that, and also because this band, the professionalism on and off stage is out of this world. But it would be Def Leppard that I would absolutely want to tour with. But yeah, they would steal the entire thunder. I mean,
Yeah.
so I think more of a realistic thing would be if we joined up with Heat, for example. That is a couple notches above us, and
Some of the legacy bands that
yeah,
never really took off, like a Taiketo or something like that. Bands like that.
Yeah. That Taiketo's a great
Or
band.
that took off, but kind of faded quite quickly. Yeah.
And would you guys rather do a
late
festival
80s.
or club shows? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, with Taikedo and bands that came, towards the end of the 80s where the scene were changing a little bit.
Yeah.
That didn't get the opportunity that
Yeah,
many
and that,
others
but,
did.
but that is still touring today.
Yeah. They're stubborn as hell.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they just released a new record, as a matter of fact.
It did perform with Taikedo in 2019 though, and
Indoor at the same festival.
We
Yeah,
didn't tour with them. We played with them. Great guys.
Yeah, real
Oh,
gentlemen.
that's awesome. That's all. So, festival or club shows? What do you guys prefer to do?
Oh, both has pros and cons.
Both.
I mean, festival is where people that never heard you.
Yeah, that's for the exposure.
Yes,
But it's also it also comes with a lot of pressure, where you get a short amount of preparations in terms of line checks and stuff like that. You only might get like 15 minutes. You never know exactly how it's going to sound. There's a bit of that, but yeah, I like both, but I would say festivals, because the whole atmosphere of a festival.
And the networking, talking with the other bands, big and small, and getting new friends, and from all spectrums of the industry.
And also, it's like the hard rock and heavy metal communities. It's like a big global family. So
yes,
a lot of people travel for the festivals. So you get to see people that you might have seen on another festival in another country.
Yeah, you can meet someone from Spain or South Korea or whatever that you never met before, and all of a sudden you're besties or your family. It feels like that.
So it's a lot about the festivals, I think.
But clubs have their, I mean, obviously, it's tighter, it's intimate, and it's sweaty. And a club tour in Spain, for example, where even if it's a half-packed venue or even less people, it will feel like it's full because their energy is off the charts. So I mean, it's either one, you're still a winner. It feels like, because. But it is a different mentality going into a festival or going into a club show. You can be a little. Speaking for myself, I'm a little bit more nervous when there's a club show. Will there be people? Will what will happen? Will there be issues on the stage and stuff like that? Well, on a festival, it's more like, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's get out there and just
kick ass, right?
But we love both, of course. We love both in different ways. We do.
For platforms, would you do CD or would you do vinyl?
I mean,
what's your preference?
Vinyl is special. There's something with that. I mean, the artwork, the sound quality, the experience. CD's not that far behind.
Luckily, in our niche of music, CDs are still being bought. It's still I mean,
easy to bring with you on tour too.
Physical copies is still a thing.
Yes,
we're lucky that
we're lucky to actually release physical media, whether it's vinyl, CD, or in the case of the new one, which will actually come out on cassette as well.
The music is very album or
yes.
There are album tracks, which is not something that other genres of music is doing anymore. It's more singles.
And I would say especially Starbound and Tall Tales, both made with the vinyl mindset. We have side A, side B.
Right.
I look into it as a, like two EPs together. There's going to be a beginning, a middle, and an end on each side, and the entire thing is going to be a journey, in a sense. But it's a luxury to even think like that, because your music will be held by people. It will be stuff people we can sign, we can do little hellos, and it's a feeling that is hard to describe, to actually know that I'm on this thing.
Right. Yeah. So you mentioned Starbound and Tall Tales going out on physical media.
Mhm.
The Tall Tales, which I find very interesting, is that you mentioned cassette. So it's going to be available on CD, vinyl, and cassette.
Yeah.
Do you find like a lot of people are asking for the cassette version?
It's a niche thing. It's
It's a
it's
niche thing.
more than anything. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna do like 1,000 copies of that
But
by any means.
I remember when I toured with in another band, Air Raid, which is my other band. We had a cassette for one of our albums, and we started off a tour in Spain, and we did 4 shows. I mean, they were done by the first 4 shows. We had like they went because they were like limited collector items.
It's the same with Tall Tales.
Yeah, they just went immediately. So it's people like to collect. There's a lot of collectors. Luckily,
Because I mean, I'm 55. I'll be 56 next week, and
Ooh,
I
happy
grew
birthday.
up with records first, and then records got replaced by cassettes, and then cassettes got replaced. So, and then the whole vinyl resurgence. But I love cassettes. I mean, I remember like back, in my car had a little cassette deck. You just pop in a cassette, easy to walk around with. You get this. So I think that's just so cool that
I guess
one of the platforms you're going to do is cassette.
nostalgic feeling to
Yeah, I think it's
those
just so
been
fun.
around that in media. Before.
Yeah. I mean, I love all formats. I mean, I prefer vinyl, but CDs and like you just said, cassettes, much easier to, let's say if you go into a buddy's house, it's much easier to bring a CD than a vinyl, especially if they don't have a turntable,
And vinyl in general has really had a great revival. I read somewhere that CD is also, getting back there.
Yes.
Not only in our little world of
Right.
hard rock and metal music, but as a general thing. That's like
even in pop music. I mean, I one thing I like to do is to watch unboxings on YouTube every now and then, and the amount of Ariana Grande and Beyonce and stuff, the collector's edition, and then we have the K-pop thing. I mean, that one is insane when it comes to collector's editions. I mean, so this thing is growing again.
Yeah.
There's something about the sound quality. It's the CD has that really high sound quality, which is still higher than what you get on if you listen to the highest quality on Spotify. So it's still, I don't know if we can actually hear it, but
Right.
that's the fact.
The way I see it is now the standard way of listening to music is streaming. So we have to look into CD and vinyl and even cassette as more of a deluxe edition in a sense.
It's for it's for the fans. It's for the
Yeah, but we always make sure that the booklet is filled with interesting the lyrics and the thank yous and everything. There's going to be as much bang for the buck as possible.
Right.
Additional artwork, what have you. I mean, it's important that when you spend money on a product that at least has our name on it, you're gonna get something out of it that you cannot get on the streaming services.
Yeah. There is like every once in a while I'll see like the term hair metal.
Mhm.
What is your opinion on that term?
I have no issues with it, honestly, myself. I mean, there are people that look at as in a degrading way, but I don't. I see it as a collective word for this type of music.
you do understand what what kind of music you're kind of.
Yeah, I'm not in for a surprise or anything like that in that regard.
So in that word, it describes it's a good description of a specific era
Yeah,
of music, I guess. But it's still, at the end of the day, I would say it's in my opinion, it's always it's rock and roll music. It's hard rock.
hmm
I'm kind of that guy, but it really
yeah.
it's
I think the hair metal, glam metal stuff that is more for the fans to decide where they want to put us.
Right.
We want to write good rock and roll music, and I mean, but yeah, I am personally, I have no issue with the word. I see it as a positive thing, and whenever I see someone describe themselves as a hair metal band or glam metal band, I'm just curious. I just want to find out more and see what they're all about and stuff, because I
Right.
love the genre. I grew up with it, and I also invest time in to find out what my heroes, musical heroes, what they were listening to, and that was the glam rock movement out of Britain in the 70s, for example. And there's so much gold there as well. So this glam thing, hair thing, I mean, it's all good to me.
Yeah, the one thing I do have like a small issue with is the big umbrella for all this music, AOR, hair metal, glam,
Melodic rock.
sleaze, what it's called, melodic rock. That's like a specific umbrella, you can say, that covers all of these genres. And then there's a specific festival circuit for all this group of bands that's inside this umbrella. And then there's the heavy metal music, which sometimes, if you're a harder edged band inside the melodic rock, there's never, it's like it's never not very often is it a crossover between those platforms.
But we love seeing when it happens. Cruel
yeah.
Intentions and Crazy Licks, it has a little bit of that.
I would say they don't. They are very firmly in melodic rock.
Oh, okay.
Heavy metal is something else, but it's still there can be crossover elements in the sounds. It's hard rock.
You'd call yourself hard rock, right?
Yeah, definitely. For me, definitely hard rock. I don't know. You might call it glam metal or something.
No, that's more for the press releases and stuff.
Yeah.
But to me, it's hard rock and roll. It's good music, hopefully.
Good music is good music. That's what I always say.
I don't know if it was Paul Stanley, whoever said it, but if the song works acoustically, it can work in any. Actually, a friend told me once, if you take Dream Theater, Bon Jovi, and Backstreet Boys and remove the music and just keep the vocals, it will sound pretty much similar. And that started something in me, with how I want to write songs.
Right.
I want it to work as a pop song, as well as a rock song, as well as a metal song. It has to be hooked, and it has to have a hook and a good vibe. It has to have just something.
Which Blood on the Rocks has. I mean, I'm telling you, everybody go check that out. I mean, this album is gonna kick.
That song had like 12 different, the riff. That one gave me anxiety writing. Thankfully, Marcus stepped in, and our bass player, and helped me come up with how to figure that one out in the end. But that one, I have so many versions of that song.
I think you actually returned to one of the the first, because I remember we talked about it, and I asked you what about the first version, which had that really cool.
Well, the first version I show you. I mean, there are other versions.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
sometimes you get lost. You have good, and you try to, well, maybe I can do it.
I think I simplified it, and then I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. And then Fredrik was like, hey, hold on.
Where's the magic?
Yeah, I mean, it might sound good, might not, I don't know, but you won't remember this. This is just a transportation to the next part of the song. Go back a few because you had something there. So I
That's
brought it
why
back.
you also always need an extra set of
Yeah.
ears.
Yes. Yes, you do. However, it's not exactly the way it was back then. I kind of combined a few elements.
Well, I mean, it's very apparent you guys have very good chemistry. I mean, because it comes out in the music.
Yes,
You
and
know,
yes, we do. We do.
it
The
really
way
comes out in the
we
music.
write together is
It's easy. It's
yes,
easy.
it
So
comes out.
there's not like a lot of inner fighting. It's just you guys.
We respect. I respect what you do, and you respect it. I try out different things. We try out for this record. We really tried out different keys. I would change keys very late in the process.
Yeah, there are 2 or 3 songs on the album we actually recorded like 3 times each because we tried different keys.
Yeah, try to
Oh.
like. Can we put this in a higher key so I can try different melodies?
Yeah.
You know, because it can really make a difference.
Yeah, the Outside Within, we started off very bottom heavy, and he
Yeah.
brought it up to like F or something, like, high.
Yeah,
So
find different melodies that actually you need. That's very important. You know, to find something that sits perfectly within the best version of your range.
and I
Right.
find it interesting too, because even though the music, because I went the first version of it, I still play the same riff and the same lick and stuff, even when we re-recorded, but it sounds so different. Because the I don't know what it is, but when it was we raised it to F from a D minor in both cases, it just something opened up. Even though I play the same thing, but in a different key, it just sounds.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
brought
can,
out something different, definitely.
so that was an experience because we're not used to do that normal. The previous albums, we kind of sometime met up and threw ideas in the early stage at the beginning. This one I threw ideas over online to him, and he tried it out in his home studio, and then pitched up the song a little bit. How about this? And I'm like, shit, do I have to do that all over again? But it sounds so good, so how could I not?
It's all about the end results, and finding your best version of the song. You feel like the song is good. Why not, make it as good as it can actually be?
And it sounds like you challenged yourself too. Like you said, maybe let me try to sing in a higher key. A lot of singers will say, let me try to sing it in a lower key.
Yeah, but in that sense, it doesn't actually mean that I sang the same melody higher. It's about finding a key where I can explore another melody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do
which just sits more balanced in my voice. So it's not about reaching higher when we say we raise the song. It's about finding another melody path.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can go from the root to a third or fifth, and then you take an octave lower or something, and it's different.
Yeah. So it's all about the melody, finding the melody that works.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
As you mentioned earlier about like the bands you listened to in the 80s, they will listen to the bands from the 70s. Would you rather Beatles or Stones?
I'm a Beatles guy.
And I'm a Stones guy.
Yeah, but that's
I just listened to their latest release yesterday. They released it yesterday.
Yeah, they did. I haven't heard it yet.
Foreign tongue.
Mm.
Foreign tongues. Yeah. Great stuff.
But that's what I like in our songwriting, because he's a Stones guy, I'm a Beatles guy, but I'm also a Maiden guy, and he's a Judas Priest guy.
Yeah.
So,
but then again, that's also. I mean, I do love.
Well, obviously,
I do love Beatles. I do love Maiden. But if I had to pick, I go with the Stones. I go with Priest. If I had to pick.
But it is from our mindset where we start. I start with the Beatles and move out to Stones and head the opposite direction, and that's when we meet in the middle. That's where I think the magic of the songs he and I write together bloom out. That's why even though we try a few different new things on this new album, it still sounds like OSUKARU because of this.
That's awesome. For food, pizza or tacos?
Oh, tacos.
It's just a fun question.
But yeah, I love tacos. This is my favorite food, tacos.
I made quesadillas earlier
Oh,
for
Oh,
lunch, so
quesadilla is really
that's
good, yeah.
quite close to tacos, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Tex-Mex. It's my favorite. If
Is that
it wasn't a death row on my last meal, it would be Tex-Mex.
is Tex-Mex is that a Swedish thing for Mexican food?
No, it's a
Tex-Mex?
Texan thing for Mexican
Okay,
food.
okay.
But it's very big in Sweden, by the way.
Right.
Tex-Mex is
Yeah.
huge here because we have the Taco Tuesday, Taco Thursday, whatever it's called. We have that. That's a thing here. It's a family.
Yeah, easy thing for the family. Just
Yeah.
bring in what leftovers do we have in the fridge, and the cucumbers and what getting all that, chop them up, serve it with the taco.
Yeah, and then we have the, of course, pineapple on pizza, banana on pizza, and peanuts on pizza, and stuff like that, and curry. That's my favorite on pizza. So that's the Swedish thing of doing that over here as well.
I've never heard of curry on pizza over here.
Oh, it's delicious.
Pineapple I have, but
Curry,
never heard.
banana, and peanuts. That is, normally that one is called Indiana over here.
I wouldn't go there.
Whenever it's banana, he's like, on food.
Stand alone, yes. Don't mix it up in any kind of food arrangement. No.
Well, I mean, I'm wrapping this up. This has been a lot of fun. I mean, I'm so glad that you guys came on. Full disclosure, I had them on before, but there was some technical difficulties, but I apologize for that. But I'm just so glad that they both agreed to come back onto the show.
Of course.
Is there
whenever-
anything more that you guys would like to add about the new record, the new single coming out? Anything at all?
Oh boy, where to begin? We're so excited. I mean, it's been a minute since
Yeah.
our last outing. But for me personally, this is a record I've been wanting to do for such a long time. It has elements of OSUKARU of the past. It has some elements of where we're heading into the future. It brings all the our musical heroes to the forefront. Where can I begin? I mean, it and so many cool stories in it on it, and I'm just hyped up, man. It's I cannot wait to get it out, and I hope people that have been with us for a long time will love what we do, because we've heard before that OSUKARU on stage is something different than OSUKARU on record, and we try our best to bring what we do on stage onto this record, because people the amount of praise we hear, thankfully, after the shows are insane. And thank you everyone who's ever come up to us to written us or anything saying nice things, because it is for you guys that we evolve and do our very best, because names mentioned, there are bands out there putting a few prompts in Suno, and voila, you have an album all of a sudden, apparently. And we spend time crafting this, writing this, recording this, re-recording this in different keys, mind you, to make sure it sounds good and that every member of the band will be heard, will come through. I'm just so excited to get it out. And I just want to thank everyone who's been with us, whether it's been from the beginning or since yesterday. You mean the world to us, and it is because of you that we're still active. We're still doing this. Because the love, come on, where do we begin? I'm all over the place just talking about it.
Well put.
Yeah, I know. How do you top that?
I won't try.
You're not going, okay. Well, and thank you guys again so much. I mean, I really appreciate it. Everybody, Tall Tales coming out next month. New single next week. Who do you love?
Yes.
Blood on the Rocks is already out there. Just fucking get out there and listen to them, because these guys are kicking some serious ass. So I'm just so glad that you guys took the time, spend some time with me to talk about this. And I mean,
it's been
I'm
fun.
going to put all the links and stuff in it. And I mean, you guys, big things are going to happen.
Yeah, and I've been seeing you sharing our stories and the posts and stuff as well. So thank you very much for that. Means both of us. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
we cannot do this alone. So people like you is what makes this happen
Yeah.
for us.
Oh, anything I can do to help. I mean, anything I can do. So,
Appreciate it so much more than you know.
oh, anytime. And I'd love to have you guys back on the show just to shoot the shit like about Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, like you said, just to maybe go over like favorite records or whatever.
Why not?
Yeah, let's have a taco
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and talk to you soon. Take care.